It's not clear, Sha.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. Can you hear me now? Am I audible?
Yes, it's better now.
Okay.
I can hear you.
All right. All right. Thank you very much. So, okay. Let me share my screen. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Once again. Please confirm you can see my screen.
Yes, can see your screen.
Okay. Yeah. Good evening once again. I think. Well, my name is Folorunsho Ajala. Just once again, I think this is our second time of meeting, and okay. For those who are just meeting me for the very first time, I'm currently a analytical engineer, currently working at Onyx Data, and over the years, I have several experience, professional experience around Microsoft ecosystem, Power Platform, data analytics, Power BI, analytical engineer, around Microsoft Azure, Databricks, and some other tools around data analytics and AI as well. And over the years, I've trained over 2,000 participants, including senior management in data analytics, business intelligence, Microsoft Fabric, SQL, Power BI, and Office tools. And over the years, I've also built a robustic reporting dashboard solution for clients across various departments in the financial institution as well. And also, I'm also part of the co-organizer of Data Click Educational Hub. As well, I'm also the founder of Cloudletic Hub as well. So just in case for those who have not met me before. So tonight we'll be talking about Power BI. Please, Isaiah, can you still hear me?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. So tonight we'll be talking about Power BI service, and we'll be talking about some features within the Power BI service. I'm very sure that over the past few months, I think since February now, we have been talking about Microsoft Power BI. We have been talking about Microsoft Power BI. Talk about visualization. Talks about how to build data model, how to solve um, you know problem for businesses using Power BI. Now, the truth of let me say something that if you don't know Power BI service, everything else you are doing, I think is a child play. I would say that it's still a child play. Um, the real work you are doing is actually on the Power BI service. Because when I say that the real work on Power BI service is because this is where you actually showcase your work to your stakeholders. This is where you actually tell your stakeholders, okay, you have built a report. A lot of people build reports, and the report is just within your Power BI desktop, or probably some people doesn't even publish their work outside there. You don't even collaborate. So Power BI service ensures that you collaborate with people, you share what your work with stakeholders. You can even do a kind of automation within the Power BI service. And when you want to give your stakeholders like executive reports, yeah, this is the Power BI service is actually where you get that done. So if you have just learning Power BI desktop on the surface, you have not learned Power BI desktop, you don't know how Power BI service works, then you're not your whatever you are learning is not yet complete. So you have to make sure that you learn the Power BI service for you to be able to complete your Power BI stack. So there's a lot of stuff on the Power BI service, but I think for tonight's section, we are going to streamline what we'll be talking about to a very few things, some of the features within the Power BI service. Please, can you confirm if I'm still audible?
Yes, you are audible.
All right, thank you. So we'll be talking about workspace types of workspace. We talk about manage assets. How do you manage assets within the Power BI? We talk about how to, how to import your report into the Power BI service. Then we also talk about dashboard. I think this particular dashboard, quite a number of people, when they talk about dashboard or report, they get confused. Probably at the end of today's class, if you stay to the end of the section, you might be able to understand what a dashboard is and what a report is. We also talk about subscription, talk about alerts, maybe we'll talk about refresh and also lineage within the Power BI service as well. So these are the things that we'll be talking about. So please, let's make sure that we pay attention to the end of the section. Okay, so let's just quickly look at some of the things we will talk about. Then before we dive into the Power BI section, the Power BI service itself. So we'll talk about understanding workspace. What is a workspace? So a workspace is a container in Power BI service where reports, data sets, dashboard, and data flow are stored and shared. And within the workspace, we have personal workspace. We also have shared workspace. Now, workspace is just like, for example, is like a folder or a place where you group your work together, right? So you can have different projects you are doing in your organization. For example, you might be doing HR analytics, you might be doing financial analytics, you might be doing different projects. So you group you group your project by workspace. So for example, now if you want to do HR project, you can have a workspace that, okay, it involves the HR people that want to view the report at HR. So you can use a workspace, to organize your work. And what are the things that are always in your workspace as a Power BI developer? You have your report, you have your data set, or what they now call semantic model, dashboard, data flows, and all. Then, like I said, we have two types of workspace: personal workspace and shared workspace. So personal workspace is for individual, personal. When you hear personal, it means that it's just meant for you alone. You are the only one using the workspace. When we have the shared workspace, is the one that if you want to collaborate with other people, you want to share your work with other people, you want people to come and collaborate with you, right? You can make use of the shared workspace. And in this workspace, we have what they call rules. We have what they call rules. We have the viewers rules. We have the contributor, the member, the admin, right? So we have all these rules, and you can share your workspace for projects, like I said, for collaboration and control. So also, like I said, we have managing access. How do you manage access within the Power BI service? We have the viewers rule. So what viewers can see is only the content. So for example, now let's say that you have the technical and the non-technical people on a particular project. So the technical people might be people, the developer, while the technical people might be the business owner. Business owner does not understand how you create your models or how you create your chart. What they just want to see is just the report. So what kind of access do you give to that kind of person is the viewer access. You can't give the person a contributor, because if you give the person a contributor, the person can manipulate whatever is on the dashboard. For example, maybe you are working on an accounting project, and at the end of the month, you already said that, oh, what's maybe a particular figures is your maybe you say, oh, we make profit of, let's say, $50,000 this month, and you give someone that you can easily manipulate the work, and the person just go behind you because you already give him a kind of access to contribute to whatever is in that, and you manipulate the figures, or inflate the figures. And when you are not doing presentation, you're not saying, this is not what this is not the figure that I calculated before. The figures have changed. You have to make sure that you give the right access to people. You don't just give access to people. And I think even Microsoft also suggested that you give a least privileged access to people whenever you are giving access. So we also have the member access and we have the admin access. So the admin access have a full access over everything, and members has a broad right and can publish and manage most of the items within the within the workspace. Like I said, principle of least privilege should be given to users as well. So we'll be talking about importing and publishing content. How do you get your work into the Power BI service? So I will also be talking about that by the time we start into the technical part. Then we also talk about the dashboard and report. So in Power BI, or let me say in Microsoft terms, right, there is difference between dashboard and a report. So what is the difference between a dashboard and a report? Okay, probably let me ask from, I know we have a lot of senior men here. So can someone help us with what is the difference between a dashboard and a report? According to Microsoft's concept, so I think a lot of people always get it wrong here. So anyone, what's the difference between a report and a dashboard? Anybody? Wow, nobody. We have a lot of okay, so that we don't waste much of our time here. Anyway, so for dashboard and report is most of the time when you develop your Power BI on your Power BI desktop. So what we normally create is a report. Like a report can have more than one pages, right? A report can have more than one page. It can have like 4 pages, 3 pages, 2 pages. You understand? So, and what is a dashboard? A dashboard is just a summary of your report. So let's say that you have 4 pages reports now, and you just want to give a high level report of that to your executive. You can just pick what is important in each of the reports and summarize it and create a dashboard for it. So we'll see how we can actually create a dashboard at the end of the day. So we also have subscription. So we'll also see how we can subscribe to a dashboard as well. Then you can also set an alert, probably if you want, okay, maybe a particular amount has enter, maybe you are working with a sales data and you want to send an alert that, okay, if this sales has entered, like let's say over 100,000, you should send an alert to a particular person. You can also send an alert. Then you can also do a kind of data lineage, see where your data is coming from and how your models is being built. So those are the things we'll be looking at today. So let's dive into the Power BI service. Please, I hope you guys can still hear me. I hope you can hear me.
Yes,
Isaiah.
we can hear you.
Okay. Okay, so currently, if this is your very first time, you are, you are working on the Power BI service. So, well, I think, things are changing now within the Power BI service. So we have the Fabric, we have the Power BI. So don't just confuse yourself anyway. So we have if you look at my left here, my bottom left here, you see Power BI, you see Fabric. So, quite a number of people are still confused whether Power BI or Fabric are together. Yes, there are some integration of Power BI into Fabric, but Power BI to still stand alone within the Power BI service as well. So if you just click on the Power BI, so you still have everything that's standing on the Power BI service as it was before the introduction of Fabric. So the first thing that we most likely do, when you come to the Power BI service, is to create a workspace. And that's the first thing that I mentioned earlier. So let's create a workspace. So how do we create a workspace? Like I said, we have the personal workspace. So your personal workspace is my workspace. So this is when you are working, you don't want to collaborate with people, right? You can see now, if I click on this, my workspace, now, you will see that I cannot manage access. I can't add anyone to this workspace. All the work that is here, I cannot add anybody to come and collaborate with me here. You can see there's no even manage access. I can't add anybody to this particular workspace. So that is what makes it a personal workspace. It's only for you, right? So if you want to create a workspace that you want to collaborate with other people, right? So you see this new workspace here. You click on the new workspace. Then let's call it Data Job Nigeria. So let's call it Data Job Nigeria projects. So the description of your workspace, you can put it here if it's necessary. You can click on advanced, probably. So you can see the kind of license. So we have different licenses. We have the Pro license, the trial license, which can give you the Fabric capability. you have the premium per user license. We also have the premium capacity. We have the Power BI embedded. So these are the things also that you might need to learn. You might need to also learn more about the what's the license, so that because sometimes your organization might ask you that, okay, what kind of license should we purchase? So you need to know what kind of license do you need. If you want to embed a report on a particular website, you have to use either premium. You have to use a premium license or embedded license if you want to embed a report, right? And if you want some advanced features, you have to use the premium license as well. So the pro license has its own limitation, and I think one of the limitations of a pro license is that you can only refresh your Power BI, I think 8 times in a day, right? I think is it 8 times? Yeah, I think it's 8 times in a day. And for the premium license, I think you can refresh your Power BI report at least 48 times in a day. So there are some differences between the license that you might want to buy, and you have to understand, when to buy a particular license, so that when your organization is asking, okay, which one should we buy, which one should we not buy, you have a better understanding of that. Okay, so for now, I'm going to be using my trial, which give me the I'm going to be using the trial license, which give me the Fabric capacity, even though I'm not talking about Fabric today, or we are not talking about Fabric now. So then I'll click on apply. So when you click on apply, we have created our workspace, you can see. Now, what makes it, you can see that there is a diamond icon here. So this shows that, we are using a paid, or we are not using a free license here. So if you see this diamond, so this is what the diamond means, that you are using a licensed workspace. Okay, so we talk about manage access. So if you click on this manage access here, so you can decide on, okay, who am I going to collaborate with, right? Within your organization. You can only add people within your organization. So if I want to add people now, maybe I have people within my organization. Elijah, I think I have another account. You can say I can add people. Now, maybe this person now, I only want to give him a viewer. Let's say that is a business person. It's not a technical person. What I want to the role I want to give this person is just a viewer. I can give him a viewer role, or I can decide that, this person is an admin as well. I can decide to give him an admin role as well. Then I click on add. So you click on add, the person is added. So if you want to add another person, so let's say that I want to add another person, let's say Adebola. So let's say I want to add another person now, and this person, I don't want to give this person an admin role. I want to give the person a member role. So I can give the person a member role, and I will add the person. So you will definitely see, all the members, or all the people that you have had there. You can see Elijah had me, Folonsho had me, Adebola is a member. So you can see. So you see the people that you have added and the roles that you give to them within this workspace. So that is how to add and manage your workspace. So now let's go back to the slide to see what next here. So we talk about the workspace and type, the manage access. Let's talk about how do we get our reports into the Power BI service itself. So how do we get Power BI into our workspace as a Power BI developer? So there are actually 2 ways you can do that. You can either publish the report, or you can import the report. I'm going to show you. So let me first show you how to import the report. Then I'll show you how to publish it via the Power BI desktop itself. Please, are we still following? Are we still following? Okay, thank you. So I'm going to click on the import. So you can see import notebook, import report, paginated report, or workbook. So let's click on, so you can import from OneDrive, from SharePoint, or from your computer. So let's click on the computer. So I have this particular report that I want to import, report development, and I'll click on open. Okay, so this is one way of bringing your data into the Power BI service, right? So if you can see, we have different items. Immediately we import the data, we have our report, we have our semantic model, and we have our dashboard. So now I hope you guys can see that there's difference between report and dashboard now. So if you click on this dashboard, you will not see anything actually there. You won't really see anything in this dashboard actually. So, but we'll create the dashboard ourselves later on. So let's go back to the workspace. So you can see we have our semantic model. So the semantic model is just your model. If you click here, you can open your data model, right? You can open your data model. If you want to edit your data model, I think before you can, it is not, before you can't even you can't edit your data model within the Power BI service. But right now, you can edit your data model within the Power BI service. So you can see, just switch to editing mode. So you don't even have to go to your Power BI desktop again. So you can edit your model, converting semantic model. Just a moment while we convert the model to large semantic model storage format. Okay. So let's just wait a minute. So you can see now. So if you want to create measures within the Power BI, you see this is not Power BI desktop. This is Power BI service. So if you want to, probably you want to create a measure, you can create a measure. You can see new measure. You want to create your measure, you can create your measure here. Can you see? And you can literally do anything that you want to do. You want to create a new table, you can see new column, new table. If you want to even create a new column, calculation groups, you can do everything within the Power BI. You don't have to go to you can create manage roles, your role level security, creating a new parameter. You can do everything within the Power BI service. So if this is your very first time or you think that, oh, it's not possible to do, it's actually possible to do all these things within the Power BI service as well. So this is just to show you how to do it. We are not really going to be doing much stuff. And you can even do version history here. I think you can do up to 5 history. So you can see save to version history. You can do version history here. So you can save up to like 5 history. So maybe you have this first version, second version, third version. You can actually save a version here. So, well, we will not really talking about much of the semantic model here. So let's go back. So I'm going to delete everything here, all these objects. So I want to show you the other way around. You can import your data into the Power BI service as well. Okay, so let me delete the semantic model. If once you delete the semantic model, the report is also going to be deleted. Okay, so let me delete the report as well, the dashboard. Okay, so now the other way you can bring in your data here, apart from using the import mode, the import way is to publish the report directly from your desktop. So how do you publish? So I'm very sure that most of us are very familiar with this environment. When you develop your reports, you want to publish, right? Okay, so just give me a minute here. Please, can you see my screen? Isaiah, I hope you guys can see my screen. I hope everyone can see my screen.
Yes.
Oh, thank you. Just give me a minute. Let's just refresh. What question for the following? Sorry, I don't know. I think something is happening. Okay, I think it's because of the the server that I'm using. But anyway, it's fine. Let's just publish this particular one. Let's publish it. So let me click on publish. So another way you can publish your work is to publish from the Power BI service, from the Power BI desktop. But make sure that whenever you are publishing, you sign in with the right account. So let me cancel this first. So you sign in with the right account. So you can see, you make sure that you sign in your account, the account that you want to publish your work on. So you can see, I'm using my developer account at the moment. So I'm going to click on publish. So you can see the workspace that I created, Data Job Ninja project, you can see. So I'm going to click on the workspace, then I'll click on select. So it's publishing to the workspace now from my Power BI desktop. It's publishing now. Report is not connected to one of the data source. To connect, go to semantic model, blah, blah, blah. Okay. So let's go back to our Power BI service. We already published the work already. So if you do not see anything here, you can even see it has come. So you can see now that when we publish it, the dashboard does not show here. So that is just the difference between the imports and the, when you publish, right? So what you just have here is your reports and your semantic model. So let's open the reports. So let's open the reports. Okay, so now this is the report. We just have 2-page reports here. We have the overview and the details page. So that is just what we have here. We have the overview page and the details page. So now if you look at this one, like I said, so we are moving to the dashboard part. Now, how do we create a dashboard within the Power BI service? How do we create a dashboard? So to create a dashboard, how do we create a dashboard? Now, it depends. Sometimes, like I said, you can have up to like 5 pages. You can have up to like 10 pages, depending on what you have, depending on your report, your analysis. So this is a project management report, and probably the executive might not really be interested in everything that is you have here. They just want to see a high-level dashboard. They are not interested in, maybe this is just for the operational people, the project manager themselves. They want to see the number of tasks completed, the one in progress, the one that is being delayed. Okay, how much do we budgeted for all the project, and how much what is the expenses that we have spent? Do you understand? So if you look at the details page as well, we have the project budget, the budget expenses, residual budget, the budget utilization. So all these things might not really be important to your executive. They just want to see the most important things, right? Maybe just the budget, the expenses, and they just want to see probably percentage of activities, progress, and completion. Those are just what they are interested in. So now for you to create a dashboard, sorry, give me a minute, or a second rather. So for you to create a dashboard, so how do we create a dashboard? So to create a dashboard, you can, so let's go to the details page first. Like I said, a dashboard is a summary of different reports, of different report pages. It's a summary of different report pages. So for example, now this particular one, budget, right? This is budget. I'm going to click on this. You see this pin, you have this object here. We have this pin, we have this copy as an image, we have this add an alert. So you can see all these objects here. So I'm going to click on this pin visual. So I'm going to click on this pin visual. Now, where would you like to pin to? Existing dashboard, new dashboard. Now, if you know that when we did the import the other time, we are able to see a dashboard. So probably you have an existing dashboard, you can just click on existing. But now that we don't have an existing dashboard, so I'm going to click on new dashboard. Please, are we still following? Are we following? Are we following?
Yes, we are with you.
All right, okay. So let's call the dashboard, let's call it projects. Let's call it project management dashboard. Dashboard. So I'm going to click on pin. So when I click on pin, so you can see pin to dashboard, the visualization has been pinned to your dashboard. You can now create whatever. So now I'm going to click on my workspace. I'll go to my left-hand side. Now on my left-hand side, so you can see, okay, I think when I copy this one to a dashboard come with it. Actually, I don't need this one as well. Let me just delete it. So now this is the one that I just closed. So this is the one I just created. Can you see project management dashboard? So let me click on it. Now look at it. So this is what I have here. Can you see the budget? So this is the budget. So you can rename your budget. Probably click on edit details. So you can rename it if you want to rename it. So let's just call it budget. Apply. You can also change probably the background. So let's change the background of this dashboard thing. So let's change the background. I'm going to change it from the light to dark. If I change the dark, is more. So you can see. So from here now, probably you want to add more tiles. So they call all these things tiles. See, this is called tiles. They call it tiles here. So you can add more tiles. And if you click here, it's going to take you back to the report. So if you click here now, it's going to take you back to the report. So let's say that I want to add expenses, just like what I said earlier. So you click on here. So you click here and pin as well. So you pin. So it's going to ask you that where do you want to pin it to? So you want to pin it to the project management dashboard, existing dashboard. Then you click on pin. So you can decide that you want to go there, but for now, let's just hold on. So let's add the residual. So we're going to pin as well. So let's add this project utilization as well. So you can decide to go to dashboard, but I don't want to go now. So let's add this. So let's pin this as well. I'm going to pin it. Okay. Now let's go back to the overview page. Like I said, a dashboard is a summary of different reports page. So I'll go to my overview. So I want to add this activity progress. So I'm going to pin this one. Pin. I'm going to pin this as well. So let's pin this one as well. I'm going to pin this one as well. Okay, so let's go to the dashboard now. So let's go to the dashboard. So everything that we have pinned, can you see? Can you see? Everything that we have pinned, you can see it here. So now this is like a kind of executive, if you want to, probably your executive person want to see your report, I think this is more better for executive person to look at than those one that we have there. So if you want to change some stuff here, you can change it. So residual budget. So you can see budget utilization and all. So this one, maybe you want to be refreshing this one. You want it to be refreshed. You can display last refresh time. So let's call this one budget status. Budget status. status. So this shows you, okay, this shows you the project status that you're working on. So you can see the refresh time a minute ago, right? The same thing, you can do this one for this one as well. So click on edit details. We can call this one project completion status. So we want to know, okay, where development, how many percent is complete. We want to know web development, how many. Okay, so you can see, so this is just a simple dashboard. So I hope you guys understand the difference between a dashboard and a report now. What you have here is a report. So for that, we are creating this within the desktop version is a report. Even if you have a single report, like a single page, you can still say that is a report, because you can just pick some information from each of the reports and pin it to a dashboard as well. I hope we understand that. So this is it. So we also have some element of your dashboard. You can what can you do within the dashboard? You can ask questions. You can ask a question. So you can say that you can ask the questions. You can ask a question. You can say which you can just ask a normal question. Which projects have the highest allocated budgets? Just ask a random question. So let's see whether we get an answer. Can you see which project has the highest allocated budget? Can you see mobile development? Let's say how much. Let's say maybe you can give us the amounts. Did you give us the amounts? Okay, but you can say that when we say that which project has the highest allocated budget, mobile app development. Let's say the list. Let's look at the list. List allocated budgets. Projects. Okay, let's say project name, so that it will be specific. I don't want the budget. Now, this when I was not asking for budget. Let me the project. The project name has the list allocated. Let's say by budget. So you can, it's like, so this is not like something we use, but you can ask questions and you will definitely get an answer. So you can see, mobile app has the highest. You can say that I did not even do anything. You can see the way he's even giving me some suggestion, giving me a bar chart. I did not even do one that you can see. So mobile app development, let's say maybe look for something else. Let's say which employee has the highest allocated budget. So let's see. Okay, you can't tell. So let's say employee name. So let's say employee name. So you can see Susan White, Jane Smith. These are the, you can see. So you can ask questions as a business owner. So when you have developed your report and you want to give your project to your end users, to the business owner, you can show them how to make use of the Q&A to answer questions, instead of them coming back to you and say, oh, Isaiah, tell us who is the customer, who is the employee that has it. You can just show them how the Q&A is working, and they will get their answers from, whatever they want from your report. You can show them how they can do this. So this is one of the benefits of, you creating a dashboard and, being able to, give them the insight. You can see this dashboard now is very, very precise. Like it is what your stakeholders or your executive person might be interested in. budget, expenses, residual budget, your budget utilization. They might not even be interested in, okay, other information. Just give them the key important things they need. You understand? And that is why you see that for me now, I think, when I started my journey, I put much effort on design and all, but now it is the figures that is very, very important. I'm not saying that aesthetic is not important. It's very, very good. You have a good aesthetic so that, when people see your report, they want to go through it. They want to, see what it is all about. But, the most important thing is the figure. Make sure that the figures are correct. You understand? So, please, am I still audible? I hope you guys can still hear me. Am I still audible?
Yes, you
Hello?
are. Yeah,
Oh.
you are.
All right. Okay, so like I said, this is the dashboard. Now, what else we can do because of time? So we can also subscribe to this dashboard. So let's say that you want to be sending these reports. Let's say that we are in production environment. This data is going to be changing every day, every minute. So, and let's say that maybe every morning you want to be sending this dashboard to your boss. Your boss want to be seeing the status of this your dashboard every morning, right? When the data has changed, you want to see your data. And okay, so before I go on, you can also see this small button here. You can use this small button to refresh your dashboard. You can see small. I see the moment I refresh it, this particular one shows that the status of when it was refreshed is what is now. Can you see now? Refresh now. Refresh now. So once you click here, it will show when it was last refreshed. So like I said, we have subscribed to dashboard. If you want your stakeholder to be seeing this dashboard every day, you want this dashboard to be sent to your stakeholder every day, your executive person or whoever owns the report or dashboard, you can subscribe. So let's say subscribe to dashboard. To click on the subscribe to dashboard, so every morning we want my colleagues to, or want your stakeholder to be receiving the dashboard. So I'm going to click on create a subscription. So they call it subscription. So you can call subscription in project management dashboard, recipient, who is going to receive the dashboard. So let's say I want someone else to receive it, demo. I have an account called demo. So this is like, let's say that this is the head of project management. I want to be sending this report to the head of project management every day. So when is it going to start? We're going to start from, let's say today. And when is it going to end? This project is going to end at the end of the month. So I want this person to be seeing the status of this project every day. So daily report, this is going to be a daily report. It can be an hourly report based on what project you are doing. It can be a weekly report, it can be a monthly report based on what you are doing. So, but let's say daily report for now. So you pick the time zone. So which time zone are we? West Africa. You pick the one that is related to you. Email will be sent daily. Can you see? West Central African starting Sunday, September 9. So let's click on more option. So what will be the email object? So let's say email object is what? Project. Okay, what will be the subject of the subject of the email? So let's say project status. So the subject of the email is going to be subjects. Sorry, project status. Project status. Then the message, you can create a message. You can say that, dear, based on whoever you want to send the message to, you can say, dear sir, kindly review projects status dashboard, depending on whoever you're sending the message to. So now, access to this dashboard. Do you want the person to have an access to this dashboard? You should check this one. It means that the person can come and see the dashboard. If you check no, it means that the person will not have access to it. So let's say yes. So link to the dashboard. You can also share a link. Dashboard preview. You can send it. So now, once you are done, let's click on save. So let's click on save. Now we have saved it. You can delete a project, a subscription. So now let's click on this drop down. I'm going to send. So we want to test it and see whether it works or not. I'm going to send now. I have sent one subscription now. So let's check it. So let's check it and confirm. So I'm going to open my Outlook. Please, can you guys still hear me? Are you guys still following? Can you still hear me? Okay, so I'm going to open my demo account. So let's say that this is the person receiving the email. This is the boss receiving the email. So let's see. So there's a message inbox. I'll check my inbox. So can you see 22:55? This is just some minutes. This is exactly the same time. Can you see? So if you click on this email, you can see project management dashboard. Can you see? It's sending your boss does not even need to go and see the dashboard. You can see your boss is even seeing the emails. He's seeing the dashboard in the emails already. Can you see? So you can see what you sent to him and he can preview it, right? So you can see your boss can see the emails rightly from, let's say yes. So you can see the emails rightly from the emails. Oh, sorry. You can see the dashboard from your email, right? So you don't even have to go to if you want to go to the dashboard, just click here and we'll go to the dashboard. I want to see the body of the email that I added. I think the body of the email should be here. Okay, so you can see the body of the email that you added. Dear sir, kindly review the project status dashboard. You can see. So this is how you can automate it. You don't have to be sending, and your boss will see the status of your dashboard right here. So that is that about subscription. So that is how you subscribe. You do subscription on your Power BI desktop. Sorry, on your Power BI service. I hope we understand that. So also, you can also do what they call alerts. You can also set an alert. So let's say that maybe your budget utilization. Now you know that budget utilization is what? It's just 40%, like 40 out of 64 millions budget allocated for this project. We have just spent 40 million out of it. And your budget utilization is what, 63%, right? Now let's say that you want to know when the budget utilization is up to 70%, right? You can set an alert that is going to alert you that, oh, this budget is now up to 70%. So you know that the money left is just 30% that is left. So you might need to, okay, and maybe you look at the project status. You are saying that the number of projects a completed project is just 29%, and they have spent almost 70% for this project. So you need to be concerned that, okay, what is going on, so you might need to go to your auditor for a breakdown of this report so that they'll come and give you a breakdown. Okay, what is happening? We have reached 70% of the project, of the budget allocated for this project, whereas our completed project is not yet up to 50% or 60% of the project. What is going on? You understand? So you can create an alert. So how do you create an alert? So you can see manage alerts here. Please let me do that again. So just click on these three dots here. You see manage alerts. So manage alerts, you can see add alert rule. So how do you want to add an alert rule? So you can see budget utilization. Set rule for budget utilization. You can see above, if it has reached above, or you can even change it. So you can see 0.63, which is the current utilization. You can say, okay, if it has reached 0.7, I think that is like 70%. Do you understand? So 60% or 70%, depending on, so let's say 0.7, that's like 70%, above 70%. So when do you want to be receiving this? Every 24 hours, right? So you can say, once you are done, you can just say save and close, right? When you click on save and close, you can either receive the alert notification on your Microsoft Teams. Most likely, that is where you will receive the alert. If you go to, let me go to my Microsoft Teams. Let me go to my Microsoft Teams. Probably I have to open my Teams. So you might receive your alerts depending on where you want to receive the alerts. You can receive it via Teams, or you can also receive it via emails. So these are some of the alerts that I've configured before. You can see, I think you can see your alert budget utilization is not hard. This is not for today. Actually, this is not the one I just set now. This is the one that I used before when I was testing earlier on. So you will definitely receive your alert notification via your Microsoft Teams, or if you want to receive it via email address as well, you can also receive it via the email address. So because of time, we need to be fast. We have just, I think we have not passed our time set. So let's quickly finish up. So that is talking about alert. For refresh, well, I'm not going to talk about refresh because for refresh, okay, let me just briefly talk about it, but we won't really configure it anyway. So let's go back to our workspace, go back to our workspace that we are using. So if you want to create a refresh, just so that all those your subscription, okay, for subscription, you don't have any issue, but for alerts, so that when there's a new data, when that particular threshold has reached maybe 70%, it can trigger and you can see your reports in your Microsoft Teams or on your email address. So how do you configure your refresh? You can schedule a refresh here. Well, like I said, we are not going to be configuring this refresh because I'm having issue with my data source. I'm having this issue. You can even see that the refresh is not even graded out. The reason is because I don't know what is happening. I couldn't connect my Power BI gateway to my Power BI service. I don't know what is wrong. I've been trying to do that for almost more than 2 weeks now, and it's not working. So I'm still trying to troubleshoot that to see what the issue is. Or I don't know. I think some people might know more than me. So if you know how the Power BI configuration gateway is working, I've been trying to do it. You can reach out to me maybe at the end of the, I will be gladly if you can help out as well. So if you can connect your Power BI gateway, I've done it in the past, it works. So if you're able to connect it and connect everything correctly, then you should be able to automate your refresh process as well. But we won't be talking much about refresh here, but maybe in the next session, or if I'm chance to come and have another section here again, we'll definitely show you guys about the refresh. So the last thing that we'll talk about is the lineage. So that's the lineage. So let's quickly look at the lineage. So how do you check the lineage? The lineage is just to show you how everything is connected together. How everything is connected together. So you can see from the semantic model to the report development to the dashboard, actually something has happened. Yeah, something has happened. This is not how something has happened actually. So I think the data set has been disconnected. So that is why we're supposed to see the data source. Some of the data comes from Azure SQL database. Some come from Excel workbook. So it's not showing those data because it has been disconnected. Like I said, I think the SQL database disconnected because the firewall is not connected, because I'm using Azure SQL database, so it's not connected. So I have to go and enable the firewall to connect it. So that's why that one is not connecting here. So, but this is just a lineage. So this is what they call lineage. So lineage show you a workflow of how your objects are connected to one another, from your report development to your reports development, then to the dashboard. You understand? So this is what they call the lineage, and you can use it to easily track okay, which one is connected to this particular one. Okay, so because time has gone, I don't want to spend much time here. So this is where we'll be, ending our section for today. So if you probably have the questions and there are some things that you need clarity on, please let's ask questions. So any question from anyone? Any question from anyone?
Sorry, Mr. Folonshaw, can you just that alert to explain something? My network was really breaking from my end. I could not really. You can just do a quick recap on alerts.
Okay. So for alerts, like I said, you can set an alert. So let me go back to the dashboard. So I'm going to switch back to the list view. Let's go back to the. You can set an alert even on your report, but mostly you might want to set it on this. So for example, let's say that I want to set an alert on budget now. So let's say manage alerts. So you can add alert rule. So what is the rule? So we want to say set alert rule for budget. So let's say when the budget is above a particular threshold. So let's say that when the budget is above $70 million. So let's say $70 million. So that is 0.000. So when the budget is above this threshold, right? So you want it to send an email to you. You can say send me email soon. So you understand? So you can send an email to you or send you a mail on your Teams. So you can send. So when there is a new, if once you refresh your data now, right? So you can get an alert either on your probably on Teams or via your email. So it will tell you that okay, this particular alert has been set, and if that particular threshold has been met, is going to trigger. So you are going to receive an email or receive a Microsoft Teams message that okay, there is an alert that has met a particular threshold. So that is what I'm saying. But because we are not going to be updating the data, so you might not really get the alert. But sometimes once the data has been updated, there is a new data, the data changes, you will definitely get your alerts. Right. Isaiah, have I answered your question?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay,
So
I have
any
one
other
more
question?
question. Yeah,
Okay,
on the
good.
lineage.
Okay.
So that lineage, is it more like what is the function of the lineage? Is it just for troubleshooting or just to see the flow of an overview of our work? Just like
Yeah,
maybe something that came to my
yeah,
mind is like query dependency in Power BI, just to see how our work flows.
So the lineage, sometimes you might have a lot of dashboard, a lot of what some people create a lot of. So you might not really know, okay, which one is for this one. So the lineage actually helps us to easily know, okay, this is where your data source. Actually, like I said, it's supposed to even have like a data source, like a data source channel before the report development. So it's supposed to have like so it's not even completed. So the lineage is not really completed here. But the most important thing of the lineage is for you to know, okay, which one and which one is connected, because we just have a very simple workspace here, a very simple object here. Sometimes in some organization, in a simple workspace, you can have up to like 50 items. So when you see items like 50, how do you want to know, okay, which one is connected to which one? So it is from the lineage, you can easily understand, okay, this one is connected to this one. This is how this is the workflow, or let's just say workflow process. Yeah. So I think that is one of the advantages of the lineage. I don't know. I think Uncle Benga, I don't know if you want to add more to this, because I think you have several projects you might have worked on and have used the lineage. So probably if you have one or two things to add to that on that lineage, but I don't know if it's still on the call anyway. Okay, Isaiah, I don't know if I've answered your question. Yeah.
Yes,
But
you
the lineage
have.
show you your workflow. Yeah. Okay. Any other question from anyone? Any other question? Okay, so if there's no other question, Isaiah, I think I'm going to hand over to you now.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. So one more thing I would like to ask you. So for you to even be able to publish your work on Power BI service, that means you must have
Yeah.
an organization account, because I've been seeing, although I've not really checked those videos that says there's a way they can bypass that and then still publish your work on Power BI service and then maybe use some functionality. I just want to get that clarification from you.
Yeah, yeah. So I don't think there's not even way. How do you want to sign into Power BI without an
And
organization
that's why
account?
I'm even asking actually, because I've
So
tried I've logged into Power BI service before, but when I see those
okay,
videos, sometimes I've never taken my time to watch them, but I
okay,
wonder, maybe somewhere in my subconscious, like how will you be able to bypass the organization authentication that Power BI always requests for, something like that. So I just thought, I don't know, maybe
okay. So
clarity or so. Mm.
okay. So let me just. I'm going to talk from Microsoft perspective now. I'm not going to talk about. I'm not going to talk from user perspective, right? So in essence, the idea of Power BI, because let me say where Microsoft is making money from, is the Power BI service. It is not the Power BI desktop. If you like, do anything in your Power BI desktop, it's free. Nobody cares. But where Microsoft is making money from here is the desktop version of it. And that is why you need an organization, because that is exactly where collaboration works, where you want to use it for organization. It is meant for business. It's not meant for, we are fine if you are able to use it for individuals' work, maybe your desktop, but you will need an organization account. I don't think there's a way you can bypass it. The only thing you can say that maybe you want to bypass not using organization account, maybe you want to use like student account. Maybe that might work. If you are a student in a particular school and you might want to use your student account, that might work. Or if you are talking about bypassing it, also is that okay, how can you create an account, maybe like a developer account, or maybe if you have like an MCT account, or maybe an MVP account, right? Maybe if you know someone that have MVP or have MCT, you can just reach out to them and okay, please can you give me this your account for use? You understand? I think those are just the ways you can, or use your student account or organization account. But saying that you want to bypass it without using an account, I'm not sure that is possible at the moment. I don't know, unless maybe someone else have an idea, or someone else know more better than me. Yeah, you can share your knowledge with us. So Isaiah, I don't think there's a way
All right, thank
you
you.
have to sign with another. Okay. Any other
Thank you very
question?
much.
Any other questions? It's only Isaiah person I'm hearing this evening. Every other person, are you sure that we are fine? Hope everybody's not fighting with me, because everybody is just silent and nobody is talking. Okay.
We are fine,
Alima,
sir.
any right? Okay. Okay, it's fine. Nice to hear your voice. I don't know the person that's but it's nice to hear your voice anyway. Okay. Isaiah, I think I'll see you guys some other time. Have a
All right,
wonderful evening.
thank you very much, sir. Thank you, Mr.
Thank you
Folorunso.
very much, sir.
Thank you for
Uh,
making, you are a good teacher, and you make the whole thing very simple, easy to understand. Thank you so much for your time and for creating time out of no time to just come and give us this. All right, guys. I hope, of course, I know without no doubt, I believe we've learned, and this is going to be our final session for this boot camp. A lot has been done right from day one up to date. We were about close to 100, but now we are 16. Like Mr. Admiga rightly said, that a lot of people is going to back out. And I will advise that let's go back and review some of the things that are not clear to us. The truth of the matter is that you may have to review so many things that has been taught over and over again, practice and practice. If you are working, implement them. In fact, I will advise explain the concept to others so that it becomes part of you, it sticks to your brain. Explain to other people, so that it's just become part of you and you master it. And the final thing I would like to say also is that your learning doesn't stop. It continues. If you check the recent Power BI desktop update, if you have ever installed the update, you discover that Power BI has added another view. Before there used to be like 4 views, but now it's 5 views in Power BI desktop. So that means that the owner of the software kept on developing, making discoveries, and kept updating the software, which means that you also as an individual, you have a responsibility to catch up with that pace and understand what is really going on. So all I'm just saying is that a lot has been done here, and also the learning never stop. So just keep learning. The group is still open for everyone. Can share ideas, share thoughts, share new discovery, share opportunities. It's always open for everyone. It's nobody's closing the group, but for the boot camp, we are done. We are stopping. We are stopping here. If in the future some other things or learning platforms or learning or training is going to be organized, we'll definitely send to everyone, and then we will let you know the admission process and all. I think that's all from my end. I don't know, Mr. Admin, are you on the call? I don't think he's on the call. I guess
Yes,
he's in
I'm here.
another meeting.
I'm here.
Okay. Oh, so I
Yeah.
don't know if you have anything to say, sir.
I don't have much to say than to just wish everybody the best. And we also, just like us, as you have said, that the learning continues. Power BI is very wide. There's a lot of things that are embedded inside of it. And the more you keep digging, the more you keep seeing, the more you keep knowing. And I pray that it will not just be like we just did it for doing sake. It's going to make impacts. It's going to be of impact. And we're expecting that very soon. We want to start hearing testimonies of, oh, something that I learned in this class, I applied it in my place of work and in work. Something I learned there, I used it to get an interview, and I was able to get a job. And that's what we are expecting. Thank you, everyone.
All right. So let's have a good night rest. Keep studying. The YouTube page, please go there, subscribe, refer to a friend, subscribe, and keep the learning going. Thank you all, and good night.